This is Seawolves. Storm or not.
Rise and shine, Seawolves. It's another marvelous Monday here in the studio. You're watching Seawolves Storm or Not. I'm Chris Kimella. This broadcast is made possible by the students at the School of Marine and Atmospheric Sciences and their brothers and sisters at the School of Communication and Journalism. May is right around the corner, and final season is just ahead of us. In this last home stretch of the school year, make sure that you have a healthy balance of slack and studying. Spring brought us our real first warm weekend of the season, but across the world, it brought unfortunate disaster. Yesterday, Ukrainians celebrated Easter according to the old calendar. In towns like Irpin, the Ukrainian residents are still trying to make sense of the slaughter visited upon them by Putin's army. Across Europe's second largest country, it's not the sound of bells, but bombs lingering in their ears. In an expanding attack, Russian cruise missiles slammed into the port city of Odessa. According to city officials, a strike on one apartment building has killed 8 people, including one mother and a 3-month-old child. At an underground press conference in Kyiv, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky had some choice words for the Russian invaders, calling them bastards for commencing an attack on a holy day. More important than meeting the press, Zelensky got together with America's Secretary of State Antony Blinken and Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin.
Russia continues to try to brutalize parts of the country, but Ukrainians are standing up, they're standing strong, and they're doing that with the support that we have coordinated from literally around the world.
He announced the American embassy will reopen soon in Kyiv. U.S. President Biden is appointing a new American ambassador to Ukraine after a 3-year absence. Bridget Brink is serving as the United States ambassador to Slovakia. Brink is waiting to be confirmed by the Senate, but it's expected to come by quickly. When it does, it'll surely be a bright new day for nations beyond our own. And speaking of a bright new day, we now turn to our meteorologist, Sam Lankowitz, out on the scene to show us what this Monday morning has in store for us.
Thanks, Chris. Today's Monday is that beautiful spring weather we've been waiting for. We're almost at that high of 60 degrees, and it's mostly cloudy, but the sun is peeking through those clouds. We have a southeast wind about 8 miles per hour, and later in the evening, temperatures will drop to a low of 47 degrees, and there's a slight chance of showers after 2 a.m. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Sam. It's hard to believe that just a few weeks ago, this weather made me want to curl up indoors, but now there's nothing that I want more than to just be out there. And speaking of out there, with the weather warming up, outdoor sports are inbound. To tell us more about this week's recaps, let's turn to our Sports Storm team, led by Heath Kalb today. Heath.
Thanks, Chris. Seawolves athletics are as busy as ever. Soccer and football have their spring seasons kicking off, and the spring sports of baseball, softball, and both lacrosse teams are continuing their winning ways. Softball has now won 4 straight, and in the first of their doubleheader against Hartford on Saturday, pitcher Dawn Bodrug threw her 3rd no-hitter of the month and 5th of her career. For those of you scoring at home, yeah, that's unheard of. Bodrug has been a one-woman show. Like today's Sun, the women's athletes here at Stony Brook are outshining everyone this season. The women's lacrosse team has picked up 10 consecutive W's and now is only 2 games away from postseason play, where they will compete for a national championship. Discrimination against Stony Brook continues, but while all Seawolves teams are barred from America East Championship contention, and therefore taking away the chance at an automatic bid to the national playoffs, the women's lacrosse team here is so good they will have an at-large bid simply because they are a top 10 team in the country and could win their first national championship ever. Back to you, Chris.
Thanks, Heath. Well, I'm noticing a real pattern here, and it looks like women really are outshining the men more often than not. Even here in our broadcast from Sam's Sunny One Day, we turn to another shining meteorologist, Irina Avanyuk. Irina, a little bird tells me that this warm weather is going to turn soon. What's the deal with that?
Thanks, Chris. I'll tell you more about what's going on with the weather, but first let me give you a hint on how to read today's weather map. Here is a blue line with arrows indicating the cold air moving toward the direction the arrows are pointing. And if you ever see a line with blue and red arrows like this one, it's called the stationary front. The arrows are pointing opposite directions, meaning that cold and warm air masses are pushing against each other, but neither is powerful enough to move the other. So the air isn't moving, it's stationary. This explains today's weather. As we can see on the map, we have a cold front moving by, bringing precipitation. The rain is going to start on Tuesday and last through Wednesday morning. Clear, sunny skies are finally going to appear by Wednesday afternoon and last for the rest of the week. Springtime. Enjoy it, Chris.
Thanks, Irina. I'll definitely try to. Well, that's a wrap for our penultimate, and that means second to last installment of Seawolves Storm or Not. I'm Chris Gamella. It has been my honor to broadcast with the incredible Storm or Not crew and all of their valued members this semester. I am never going to forget this team. I can hardly believe it. We are already in the 13th week of this semester, and it is so hard to keep focused during this time of year. I should know, I'm battling senioritis along with my peers. However, that doesn't mean that we don't have some incredible events to look forward to. Roth Regatta is this Friday, and I can't wait to have you join me and the Stony Brook Media Group for our live report. One of our producers, Justin Mitzelmaker, has prepared a little teaser just for you. As we sign off, let's take a look at who else will be featured in our extensive coverage from the Green Waterways.
Everywhere you look, there's a heart, a hand to hold on to. Everywhere you look, there's a face of somebody who needs you. Everywhere you look, when you're lost out there and you're all alone, life is waiting to carry you home. Everywhere you look. Everywhere you look.
This is Seawolves Storm or Not.